My name is Tean. I studied Anthropology and Classical Civilisation and Literature with a year abroad at Birmingham, and I graduated in 2021. And I'm currently working as a podcast producer and a freelance runner and junior researcher. I did a lot of stuff in audio production and I learned how to edit. That was probably one of the most important things I ever did, was learn how to record and learn how to edit audio. And that was just through Burn FM and through looking at things online as well. But also you need to know how to put together a story, and that's like where my degree comes in as well, because it's all about storytelling. It's all about finding, it's like writing an essay, it's like finding your argument and supporting it, but doing it in a more creative way. But yeah, so audio production and then learning how to tell a story were two of the most important things. And then so when I graduated, I was like, well, I'm not really sure what I want to do. I know I want to do something that is creative. I don't want to, I didn't want, I applied for a couple of schemes and stuff, and I wasn't like that. I wasn't really, my heart wasn't in it. And then I applied for this BBC job and I was like, I'm going to get this BBC job. But I had 3 interviews and I didn't get it in the end. But so I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? And then I just had a family member, like I said, reach out and say, I heard your podcast and I'd like to do my own one. And they have like a background, they're historians, so they wanted to tell stories about history and stuff they've written before. And I was like, well, I'll be happy to help because I have all this experience. And then so I started just recording with him. And as we released it and it started like getting a bit more attention, like it was never huge, but it got some attention. And then through them, I made the connection with someone who works in TV production and who was doing a history program as well. And they needed some help on it, just as a like either as a runner or a junior. I was a runner for that, so that encompassed me getting coffee, but also helping with research, which is where the degree was really helpful because I needed to go through, and because it's a historical program or it's a factual television program, you get these giant briefing packs and they all have to be supported and has all the facts in it that are in the script and in the TV show, and you have to support it with referencing, like pretty much referencing from university. So you have to go through and you have to find three decent, and not Wikipedia, never Wikipedia, you need to find three decent sources. And so that's where university came in handy, because I had all this experience of writing big essays, especially having just finished my dissertation, of compiling these massive lists of bibliographies. And yeah, that was really, really helpful. And then from there, they liked me and they kept me on again for another couple of months. I worked on a science TV show this time. So it's never really like, you're never actually doing exactly what you want, I don't think, or eventually you can, but at the beginning you kind of just have to say yes to everything. So after the history program, I worked in the science program, and it was the same kind of thing, but this time I was getting given a bit more responsibility. So I was ordering props and stuff. So I was on Amazon the whole time and ordering props and sorting things out on that side and getting people coffee and things like that. But then also I got given more responsibility to start writing these briefing packs. So this is things like getting stuff ready for a shoot, and you write down what you want to say, and you get the sources and things for sources for it as well. And also actually when I was there, because I don't know if they knew I had technical experience because I did audio production, but they actually let me go in the gallery. So that's where they shoot. That's where like the director is and the producers, and that's where you can see what they're shooting. So when we were on location, I was sat in this box and I was helping the vision mixer, who's the person who decides where the camera is at a certain point, and like helps with the narrative of the show, and they decide what camera is facing where. I was helping the vision mixer with the graphics, so I ended up just doing graphics there as well. And then also I was still getting coffee, and then I was still also helping out with little bits of research and things to like find supporting facts and finding fun facts and that they would put into the script last minute. And yeah, but university helped with that so much, like especially just being a good researcher, finding facts, finding good supporting evidence for it and referencing it. Those were so important. And those are things that Birmingham definitely taught me. But then also, yeah, through my extracurriculars, so knowing about audio production is how I ended up doing podcasting. And then so having done the TV stuff as well, because TV is very on and off, so I haven't worked in TV since May or June, May. But it's because I've been focusing a bit more on podcasting, because someone reached out to me and said, I've heard about I've had this other podcast that you're working on and I want to start my own one. So I was like, okay, sure. And it's a food podcast, and that's how I ended up doing food, because I was like, yeah, no, that'd be really cool. And then we've interviewed some really, really interesting people. But again, the skills that I've learned, the transferable skills, the buzzword, the transferable skills that I learned from Birmingham about research, writing a good brief or a good plan, like for an essay, is so similar to like writing a brief for a podcast episode or for a TV episode. And fact checking, being critical, being analytical, all those things, they really apply when you're making content that is factual, or that is or just historical. Factual. Making content is factual is literally learning all of those things at university helped so much with that. So